Good evening. Welcome to Get Real with Rick Dancer, and we are on kind of a special edition of this show, and we are talking about a super sensitive issue with a local family. Hi, Teresa Miltenberger. For you guys that don't know, Teresa Miltenberger is one of the survivors of the Thurston High School shooting. She's one that had a bullet in the head, and nobody thought she'd make it, and she did, because she has balls of steel, and she's a tough young woman. So, you guys, this is Jason and Roxanne. These are the parents of Chloe. Chloe is a young woman in our community who was in apparently a lot of pain, and on Sunday night, Chloe took her life. I just hit something and it fell down. So Chloe took her life. First of all, we're just super sorry. Chloe had been bullied, right?
Yeah, bullied and cyberbullied.
Cyberbullied.
That was
a
huge part of it.
So, kind of what was going on? Kind of what was happening?
Well, as far as the cyberbullying?
Yeah.
Well, we don't know the full extent of it yet, because they keep it so hidden from everybody, and things disappear so quick. But the police forensics have the phone now, and so we'll be finding out more soon, hopefully. But we know that there's been several people that have just been telling her to kill herself, and that nobody would miss her.
So. And nobody would know because she was a very pretty girl.
She was very pretty, very popular. I mean,
Yeah.
I've received 41 friend requests in the last 2 days from her friends. That's just me.
And between the two of us, and this is not exaggeration, probably 1,000 messages.
Yeah.
And most of them are about their own experiences, condolences, but their own experiences with suicide and bullying.
Because this is not just Chloe, unfortunately.
No, it's not.
A teen at North Eugene High School this morning took his life.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. A senior at North Eugene High
It's
School.
happening all the time. It's happening all the time. Almost 500 kids a year take their lives because of bullying.
And I think what people like our age, like me, don't understand. I'm older than you. I won't put you in my category here. But what we don't understand is we were bullied, probably some of us, when we were kids. But this cyber thing is a whole new world because
You can't escape it.
Yeah, it doesn't stop when school's over. You can't
She
just
even
run,
left the schools.
You can't run home and the bullying's over, and you can't even leave your school. She left school. She went to different
she was
schools.
not at. She wasn't. She attended Willamette. But she wasn't at Willamette at this time.
No, she was not at Willamette.
Did she leave because she was being bullied?
She volunteered to go back to Willamette Leadership Academy, which is a military school, because they don't have bullying there.
Yeah,
because they don't have it.
They don't
allow it, and nobody will do it. Cyberbully, nothing.
Somebody wants to know: Did she tell friends and teachers? I feel if she told teachers in the school somewhat.
I told the administration at the school. I went down there and personally met with the principal and told them, gave them names of people, and they did work with us somewhat. But I mean, the schools are only so much to blame. They can't control really what goes on after school and
right.
through the internet.
I called the district. They said, we have a zero tolerance, but as a family, you're going to have a different idea of that. And we don't want to trash the district. The real issue here, guys, is when she leaves school. Yes, the schools need to be taking this seriously, and I think that Willamette told me today that they are, and we want to just give them.
She'd only been gone from there for a week. And after she was forced to go back to give it another try after she left the first time this year,
it's after you get home from school, this doesn't end.
And that's why it's really important that the children, the kids, the teenagers, everybody knows this. Nobody has your parents on your Snapchat. You don't have your administrators on your Instagrams. Nobody knows what's going on until it's too late. It has to be you, the kids. It has to be you.
Right.
You have to stick together.
And I think, I think the message, the reason, we're not here to exploit these people. I felt bad for them, and for some other people that I know online, we kind of worked this, and they agreed to come on and talk, and especially this. I mean, it was just Monday that you found her.
Yeah.
And is it okay to talk about how she died?
Yeah.
So, because I think people should hear. I just don't think we should pussyfoot around about stuff. But she hanged herself, and I think you have to understand how desperate she must have felt to do that. And if it's kids teasing each other, you're responsible for that. I think that's the thing we want people to understand is your actions. They do. You don't know how somebody's going to take that, right? I mean, you really don't. Maybe Chloe put on a good face on the outside.
Oh, she did.
Oh, she did.
Did you guys have any inkling at all?
No, she was.
Oh, just put it in here. It's fine. This is just Facebook. We don't care.
She was doing so much better. We had just actually went and talked to. Is it okay to talk about our trip to Salem?
Yeah.
I just took her with me, and we went and had a meeting with Senator Manning, and we had a meeting with Senator Manning, but he was late getting there, so we talked mostly with Senator Manning's wife, LaWanda, who's absolutely wonderful, and she was explaining to LaWanda Manning about the bullying, and then LaWanda told Senator Manning about it right before we were leaving to go see another representative. And we were actually there to talk about equal representation for people with mental health issues and mental illness. So she was helping to try to raise awareness of mental illness, and she was explaining the bullying situation, and she was doing better.
So Chloe was explaining to them.
Yes.
So did Chloe have a mental illness at all?
Chloe was struggling with some depression, yes. And
right.
We had been...
Which a lot of people do. That's not unusual. I think in our culture, I deal with depression. I think there's things that we have to start talking about this. And obviously she was. So she's in Salem talking about that, how bullying. And so if you're a kid and you're picking on somebody and you don't know that they deal with depression because Chloe's beautiful and she's actually a very cute girl and she puts on this face, then you don't know what that's doing to her. It's just everybody's coming on saying they're really sorry for your loss, which you people are very kind.
The hard thing is that what happens is one person will instigate being mean, and then even people like Chloe, people like anybody, will get upset that they're being mean and they'll retaliate, and then they'll retaliate back, and pretty soon everybody's being mean to everybody, and at that point how do you tell who's the bully and who's the person being bullied?
Right.
And what the problem is that you never know which person, the bully or the person being bullied, is going to finally break down, right. Or whether they're going to kill themselves, or they're going to take a gun and kill everybody else, or what. And the only people that can stop this is the people that are listening to it while it's happening and band together and say, hey, don't do this.
So what kind of awareness? Somebody said on here that we need more awareness about this.
Yes, and that's what we're asking from the school district, from the city and the county, and from the state and from the federal government, and from our neighborhood associations, we are asking for support, for awareness. We want to teach these kids how to be a peer support group for each other, how to support each other, how to stand up to a bully without being angry and without treating them bad too, without calling them names and making them be the victim.
It's really hard because look, I mean, honestly, okay, it's my show, so I can say what I want. But honestly, how are our kids? Where are they learning to bully? Go online and look at the adults.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously, you know what I mean?
It's been
look at people on
us.
Facebook. Like, what happens? You got that is just obscene. I've seen some of the stuff people are writing, but look how nasty. I had a guy just banging on me this morning because I didn't like the sound of the train horns, and it was about the article in the paper, and he starts belittling me. So I start trying to teach people how to talk kindly. Like, now here, you can dislike me, but here's what you should say instead. And they hate me. They probably think I'm being Mother Teresa or something. But it's like, seriously, you can argue and disagree and not like people and just shut your mouth. Yeah. You don't have to say anything. If you didn't like Chloe, shut your damn mouth. You didn't have to say anything. It's not your business.
And you don't have to like someone for their life to matter, for their life to be worth something.
Right.
I don't have to like someone for their life to be worth something. I can not even stand to be around someone, but their life matters.
See, but somebody just said on here that this modeled behavior from the home. I disagree with you. I think this is modeled behavior in our culture.
It is, and we need to make a different culture.
Right, we need to change. Yeah. I'm sorry. We do need to change the way we speak to each other, and how I think you guys are being very kind and trying really hard.
I'm pretty angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so what?
I'm
so
pretty
what?
angry too,
what
but
would you like people? What would you like? What would you like to have done?
I personally would like to see tougher penalties on people that are caught bullying, because I certainly feel as much as the bullies are as much of a victim as the other people. The only way to stop it, and it hasn't stopped since I was a youngster, that the bullying goes on, and it's one. The bullies have no fear of what's going to happen to them if they do this, and the people that are being bullied have a lot of fear of telling anybody because of the retaliation. I asked somebody this morning in the school district, what is the thing that kids say the most when you ask them why they didn't tell anybody, and he answered, because they're afraid. Yeah. And
what are they afraid of?
They're afraid of retaliation from the bully, because the bully knows that they're going to get a couple days suspension or something like that. So instead of 6 months of therapy.
I had someone in Springfield call me recently, a parent, and her daughter was being bullied by a kid, and the daughter ended up being the one who had to move schools because the kid's parent, and I'm not going to say what because I don't want to talk about it, but it could give it away, but their parent had some influence. And so this is like a parent calling me, and then she was going to come on and do a show with me. And then she said no, she was afraid of that the bully's parents might retaliate against her.
Yeah.
So this is not our kids. I mean, yes, they are accountable for what they do, your own actions.
They're correct. It is manslaughter. It's involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. I think you're really right. I think
it is.
Maybe that's what needs to happen is we get legislators to take this as, if you're doing that and and they can find you, that there is some punishment other than just a slap on the wrist, because
there needs to be mandatory inpatient therapy, because they are killing people.
Right. And it's not, I have a friend who owns an auto body shop in town, and his daughter committed suicide. We're not supposed to say committed suicide. I'm sorry. I'm going to educate people where it took her life. Because people were online jealous of her because she was beautiful and making fun of her and doing stuff like that. So it almost feels like, I don't mean to be like a news guy, but it almost feels like it's an epidemic. I'm sure to you it is. Yeah.
No, you can do the research. It's not just this incident. It's just an epidemic. Most people
and it's not our community.
Don't share this because they don't want to put themselves out there for the bullying that happens to the parents, and then how their grief is made to be like they did something wrong, like we didn't try everything to make.
Is that the really hard part for you guys? Because what I think is really great, you guys, I walk in and they both, you're on recovery, so he talks about that. There's no perfect life and no perfect family, but I've seen people online I think what we do is we try to find problems with you so we can feel better that this happened, so it won't happen to me, when in fact it can happen to you. It's not. It's always, you know what I mean? We do that as human beings. We look at the page. Oh well, see, that was probably going to happen, and it's like, and when you're on the receiving end of that, because people have been saying stuff like that online to them, which I find deplorable. When you're going through grief. So, okay, so. People are still, God, you guys, oh my gosh, there's a ton of people in here.
How's this for some transparency?
Now be careful.
About us.
Okay. Oh. But I mean be careful too. I don't
want you to... You're grieving and I don't want you to be... We are peer support specialists, and I don't know if you know what peer support specialists are, but that means in order to be a peer, you have to have experienced what you are helping people get through. And because you've been there and you know what it takes, and you know how to get past the stuff. And so I'm a peer support specialist for mental health, because I have experienced severe adverse childhood experiences that made my brain grow in a way that I have a survival brain, and I have had to deal with PTSD and ADD and anxiety and depression, and I have learned how to cope with a lot of those things. It doesn't seem like that right now because... my daughter.
Right, now you have this,
But
I'd like to.
somebody, yes.
I'd like to answer that.
Wayne, hold on. He's going to answer this. This is Jason that's going to answer that.
No, she didn't. Actually, Chloe was happier than she had been in a long time. Everything was going great. She had started being respectful. I could tell her, no, you can't do that. And she'd just tell me, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty common, too, isn't it?
That's more common for them to argue with you about
No,
it.
No, but I mean, when somebody's, we know that from evidence that when people start, there's this kind of calmness because maybe she had made a decision or something like that.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, she just went and spent the weekend with her friend and had a great time.
Yeah, and you could
They
ask
said that would make it worse.
LaWanda
Yeah, right.
Manning. She was there. She was happy. She was trying to make a difference in people's lives, and she was making plans. She sent emails about the ROTC program. She wanted to be a military surgeon. She was making plans. She was not making plans for this. She was making plans for her future.
Right.
Something happened between, I would say, 6:30 in the evening and 10 o'clock that caused Chloe
on Sunday night
to take her own life, and I don't know what that is, but I will.
We'll find it.
Yeah.
But
how do you?
And she didn't leave any note. There was no explanation for anything.
So, what do you do now?
oh god,
Keep this from happening to somebody else.
Is that really like your energy to deal with this? Cause
this is the thing. She wanted to save kids. That's what she wanted to do with her life.
And if anything,
And I asked her. I'm sorry.
go ahead.
On the way to Salem, I asked her, well, how would you deal with it? If you lost some, I mean, you can't save them all. You're going to lose some of them. And all right, could you deal with that? And she said, I'd probably have to take some time off. But yeah, I would go back because I would save more than I lost.
Right,
And,
she felt there's some power.
And we can't let this. This can't be for nothing.
Right.
This was a cry for help, and she can't help, so we're going to.
So, what do you want people to know about your daughter? That was really cool. The good stuff. Like, what should she?
She was so ridiculously goofy.
There would be a song come on that, we're playing music because we had this thing every Sunday, reggae and waffles.
Oh, she dance?
She would come in here and dance and sing to the music and skate across the floor in
That's awesome.
her socks and yeah.
Start getting into it.
Yeah.
So is she kind of nutty?
Oh man, that was awesome.
She's my kid. She's not.
Oh yeah, with him as the dad. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Of course, she's a little nutty.
Do you guys want to come say anything about?
She was my best friend at times.
Really?
And she.
Beautiful. With the picture you guys put up online, she's just so pretty.
She was beautiful.
Just
she was beautiful inside
woman.
and out.
Yeah.
And
So
I know everybody says that, but she truly was.
She really was.
So you guys, just so you know, I think it's kind of interesting to be here because all the family and some friends are all in here in the room and everything, and
Getting ready to have her younger brother's birthday party.
so her younger brother's birthday's today,
Yeah.
and so you
And
get
the
to,
memorial's on her other brother's birthday.
and the memorial is when,
Sunday.
and so the memorial is Sunday, and I know everybody's just you guys can go back and look at this because people are saying really nice.
It's really hard not to read it.
I know, isn't it?
It is.
I do all the time because you're supposed to. You really want to kind of keep people
It's
in
interactive,
mind.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very interactive. And you guys, what I love about this is you get to see. I know sometimes people think, gosh, I'm just honored that you would let us come in here because I think there's. When I saw that, I was really mad, and then when I saw how people were responding to you, I was really mad.
Yeah.
And then we have some people here that I know from Facebook, and they got this all set up and everything. And I just, the best part is we don't have a sponsor for this. This is just me. I think this is a value. And I am so tired of people bullying people to the point where they're going in and shooting people in schools.
And that's an issue, too, that is, they're looking at guns, gun control, this and that. It would stand to reason that this kid was probably bullied by somebody in school.
Oh God, yeah, I think they've already proven that. Yeah. They know that.
But that's not an issue,
right? Yeah. No. It's we look at everything else and we don't look at the fact that these kids are tormented and that things are going on. So,
but the problem is that we as adults don't really understand the magnitude of what's happening in social media because this is a new age.
Right.
And we weren't involved in that age. Yeah, okay, well, we get on Facebook sometimes.
But we weren't teenagers.
Right, we weren't teenagers during that time. It consumes 6 to 9 hours of their day.
So, there's tonight, and I'm not a big Kirk Cameron fan, but I guess there's a movie out about how that it's playing just tonight at the theaters, like at 7. And somebody told me this today, that it's about Connect. It's like Connect, and it's about how we're so overly connected and our kids are. I mean, I just throw that out there. It might be something positive to take your kids to. Go look it up online again. I don't know too much about that. But it's something else, and I think we probably will be hearing a lot more from the two of you.
Oh, you can guarantee
yes,
that.
There's actually a youth saving youth program. The GoFundMe account that that my cousin set up for Chloe's expenses has generated more money than we needed for those expenses, and we want to say thank you so much, and we also want you to know that the extra money is going to the Youth Saving Youth program through Fifth Corner Community Services, which is a nonprofit. All of our work, even our peer support, is volunteer, and none of it is going to us. It's all going to the kids. And so we want you to know that we're investing in you, and we're asking you to please invest in yourselves, and we'll help you.
So you guys, here's the really super cool thing about this whole thing. I hope that you read all these things, because there's a lot of people, and just ignore, there's nobody on here, but because they know better. I boot people off if you're an asshole. Yeah. I'm not afraid to get you out of my life, but there's a lot of support and a lot of people saying we're praying for you. We feel thank you for letting us into your home in this time of grief, and people coming on there. And yeah, you guys see, this is the good thing that social media can do, because now we, the people, have the power. Yeah. And so we can sit around and we can leave it up to our schools, or we could leave it up to the city council, or we could leave it up to our government, we give it up to our politicians, and the same old shit's going to happen. It isn't going to change. So the only thing that can change is if we as parents and kids stop it. And you have to stop it in your own life. When you feel like you're going to say something crappy to somebody, just shut your damn mouth. And if you're picking on somebody at school, go figure out your own problem and stop picking on somebody else, because people kill themselves when you do that, dumbass. You know? Absolutely. I mean, and I hope...
The other problem, though, is that usually people who are doing that also need the help, and that's what needs to be mandatory. They need to get the help.
Right.
Well, because they're also kids.
So,
and they're usually victims of some things that have happened in their lives that made them assholes.
Yeah, I just have trouble with that.
Yeah, me too.
You're nicer than me.
She's way nicer
Jason
than me.
and I, we're going to go kick some ass, and she's being nice. She's all, we'll be nice. We'll take care of it on our own. I'm kidding. I'm not promoting violence. I'm promoting kindness, conversation. So, again, the positives that come, that sounds so stupid. But let's not let Chloe's death, let's let that kind of be a light for people in this community to say. And obviously this other student who also took their life today at another school.
And the almost 500 students that take their lives every year because of bullying.
So we have a call to action now. And there's a ton of you, and there's us. And I mean, don't let her memory go away without thinking about this kind of stuff. And I could see a Chloe Foundation. I can see all kinds of fun, interesting things.
We were going to put her name, and then we decided that we're going to use the color purple. That was her color. And so that honors her, but we don't want to exclude anybody, because there's so many kids being lost out there. We want them to feel loved and supported, and that they matter too. And she'd want that.
Aaron just came on here. Some person, Aaron Navarro, says, thank you for being strong to speak with all of us. And yeah, you guys, I mean, they're actually, the cool thing about this is that they actually let us into their home. You invite us into your home, all these people, because you want to have a conversation about your daughter, and to keep other kids from doing the same thing, and to keep kids from doing this crap. Yeah. Okay? I really like being here with you guys. It kind of feels kind of peaceful.
Yeah, thank you.
You know what I mean? Isn't that nice to get that out?
Yeah.
Just to kind of go, no.
Yeah.
And if I said anything offensive to you, I'm really sorry. But that's me.
Yeah.
And some of our kids were wanting to help to lead some like task force type of things, random acts of kindness, random words of kindness. You never know. Not just not being mean, but also lifting people up, noticing the things that are good about them,
Right.
and helping them realize that they matter and that they're not worthless, and that they do have worth, and that their life means something to everybody.
If you see somebody being picked on or picking on somebody else, instead of joining in like a chicken does, you go up and stick up for them. You know what I mean? And
go get all your friends, get your posse that you would normally go get if somebody was picking on you, and do it in mass numbers.
Go tell an adult and just say, just tell people it's not cool. Don't pick
together.
back, but
all
tell
of
them it's
you.
not
Like,
cool.
let me ask you this question. We were just talking about this. Okay, say somebody's getting bullied, and their mom or dad goes to the school and goes to the administrator and says, "Hey, this person said this to my kid." Well, we all know how that turns out, and it's not positive. What if 15 kids go in there with the kid, surrounding the kid that's being bullied, and say, "Hey, this kid said these things to this kid, and this is not okay, and this needs to stop"?
Yeah.
How much more effective would that be?
A lot.
I like that.
Yeah.
And it's giving your kids the power to
Exactly.
take back
Take back
the
your
message.
power.
Yeah, take back your message.
There's power in numbers, and there are way fewer people that are bullies than there are that are kind-hearted and loving and good people and want to support each other. You guys need to learn that there's way more of us than there are of them. And if we can love each other, maybe there'll be less of them sooner or later too, because the culture will be different.
Right. Yeah.
They'll be raised in a different culture.
All right, you guys. Again, thanks for letting us in your house. I would like a hug.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And from you, Ross.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Thank you for getting our story out there.
Oh my gosh, you are welcome. Thank you for letting us in your house and doing this stuff.
This is exactly what we wanted.
Good.
So thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could help with that. And you guys, what you can do is take this and share it on your page,
Yes.
because there's a whole bunch of people that need to hear what just happened here, to be a part of that.
Share it with all of the youth.
Yeah.
Empower your youth. Have the conversation tonight.
Yeah. Talk to your kids. Find out more about what this is. So are these presents for your kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
for his birthday.
Yeah, look, you guys. So we got a birthday coming up. And I think we're going to try to celebrate, even though we have things not to celebrate. We still have things to celebrate, too.
Yeah. We sure
All
do.
right. All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. See you guys later. Be sure to share it. See you later. Thank you for all your positive comments.